Duke, what you've been able to see from their offense. Again, another team that likes to run the ball, ran the ball on you guys last year. What are you guys going to have to do to get a different result this time around last year and last week?
Actually, Duke is no different from Nebraska. They run kind of a similar, same offense. So this week, we just got to really do our job and stay on our assignments and make sure, we do what we have to do on the football field. Because Nebraska week, we was kind of off, So, but this week, we gotta do our job and stay on what we have to do because Nebraska and Duke kind of run the same thing. So, we just gotta really focus on and do our jobs.
Why do you think you guys were off against Nebraska?
It was just more of guys trying to, make plays. And, our defense not made for everybody to make a play. It's made for, everybody do their job and one or two guys there to make a play. But everybody tried to, make a play. So that kind of made us off. They had, a good running back, good quarterback, plenty of receivers. So everybody tried to be Superman and try to make plays. So that couldn't happen against Nebraska. You gotta be focused and you gotta be focused in on doing your job and your assignment against Nebraska. So that's why, everybody was off.
Has that kind of been a little bit of the focus this week? Just talking about getting back to the basics, doing your assignments, and trusting what this team is?
Really, yeah, Coach D, that's how you really talk about do your job. Really, if you do your job, everything gonna fall in place. If you do your job, you're gonna make plays and you're gonna be able to execute your job. So right about now, doing your job is really the big thing that's going on our defense.
Last year, obviously, you guys started out strong at Duke. Things got away from you in the second half. What do you think you guys have learned from that experience?
Really, just go out and execute. Even if we start off fast, we got to finish fast. Not just we feel like okay, we win it in the first half. We got to come out second half and keep it going. We just can't give up. We can't feel like we beat them now. We lay back and just chill mode. You got to continue to fight. If you continue fighting, we come out with a W.
How quick was the shift from disappointment on Saturday night and what happened to we have to focus now on the ACC schedule? It's here.
Last week was a big game for us, and it was a big game. They already had a disadvantage on the crowds, and the setup. There was plenty of people out there. And we're going against one of the best running backs in college football right now. So we felt that we're gonna really try to execute this game. But after this game, win or lose, we're just gonna come out next week, come out a strong game, try to win our district.